Let's admit that our hearts are in the highlands, in our majestic and high grim mountains. Sometimes it seems that our homeland is the center of the world, with small villages, honest people, and their hard, painstaking work that begins before sunrise and never seems to end. People in the regions primarily rely on cattle breeding as their main source of livelihood. However, it's important to note that some pastures may still have explosive remnants from past wars. Following safe behavior rules is imperative if you value your life and health. Sunik, Gegarkunik, Vayas Dezor, and Tavush regions are particularly exposed to the danger of mines and explosive munitions. But this does not mean that there is no danger of explosive munitions in other border settlements. Especially in the pastures of communities exposed to danger, there are often cases when animals get into hazardous areas, seeing abundant grass. Sometimes our compatriots engaged in cattle breeding risk their lives and health by following the animals and trying to get them back. If you are confident that there have been no military activities on this territory in recent years, remember that mines and explosive ammunition can remain underground indefinitely, decompose and corrode over the years, which does not at all lessen the danger they pose. The Center for Humanitarian Demining and Expertise is engaged in ongoing efforts to detect and disarm mines in communities at risk of mines or explosive ordnance. However, this task is highly challenging and time-consuming. Therefore, it is critical that we all adhere to some basic rules which can ultimately be life-saving. These signs and tapes are typically used to mark areas that may contain unexploded ordnance or mines. This indicates the presence of unexploded ordnance or mines within the area. If you come across these signs, halt your movement right away and avoid getting any closer to that location. Do not pull out or remove these signs. This can only be done by deminers after completely cleaning the territory. The absence of warning signs does not mean that the territory is safe. When you're in an unfamiliar area, pay attention to the natural signs. Trees with a plentiful harvest, tall grass cover, uncultivated land, blast holes, the remains of exploded animals, destroyed buildings, and blown-up equipment can suggest possible contamination of the territory by mines and explosive ammunition. Do not enter the area under any circumstances. Especially tall grass cover attracts animals. Even if you notice that some of the animals have entered a suspicious area, do not follow them and do not try to return the animals yourself. Instead, call the deminers and don't take any action in their absence. Remember, your life and health are more important. If for any reason you find yourself in a dangerous area, first stop. Do not panic and look around. Try not to allow the animals to approach you without sudden movements. Remember that even the slightest movement can lead to an explosion. If you happen to see unfamiliar objects, first try to visually examine them and figure out what they are without touching, hitting with a stone, or moving them. If you realize that you are dealing with unexploded ordnance, try to remember the way you came. If you remember, you can return the same route. If you are uncertain that you remember the way or can't return without being distracted, stay in your place. If you happen to come across a mine, stop immediately. If you are not alone in the area, loudly warn your companions to stop and not to try to approach you. Call 911, 08000, 9000, or 102. Explain in detail where you are and how you got there. This way the deminers will find you faster. If you don't have a phone, just wait until they find you. That is why it is very important to inform someone in advance about the direction you are going. Do not let anyone except deminers in special clothing and equipment approach you. This will endanger not only your life, but also the lives of others. We all can find ourselves in a dangerous situation regardless of our will. Especially our compatriots living in border settlements for whom the mine danger has become part of a daily routine. Remember, there is nothing more important than your life and health. Follow these rules of safe behavior.